thank you so much for doing this for us. Now, my first question to you would be if you can explain about what shamanism is in the simplest way possible for somebody who is watching this for the first time or hearing about this for the first time.
Sure. So thank you so much for inviting me to do this first. I think shamanism can be described as your connection with a spirit. All of us have a spirit within us. The simplest term is, are you connected with yourself? And if you're connected with yourself, you'll connect with everything on earth, because earth is like you, the universe is you. So it's a deep connection with self in the simplest of words.
Okay, and how did this enter your life? Or if you can tell us something about, because I think you know more modalities as well.
Yes.
So how did this enter your life, if you can tell something about that?
So I have an IT background. I worked in eBay. I was working as a software engineer.
Okay.
And there was a point in my life where from other people's point of view, I'm very successful. I have this family, I have a good job, I'm very successful. But the inner happiness was missing a lot. And I went into a depression.
Okay.
So that was the time when one day I just stopped my car and I asked myself, what is my purpose of my life? I kind of know life should be, something more. This is not, my life is not so monotonous that I go to office and come back home, take care of your child, go back to office. And it was also very stressful. Okay. So I wanted to know, I was questioning myself. I'm like, why was I even born? If life had to be like this, why are we even born? And then what happened is, there was one person who I had called to do a tarot reading in my office. It just fell in place. Okay. And when you ask the universe something, it responds. That time I didn't know. I didn't know because I asked, what is my purpose? I found this. I had no clue, but I was asking. So she came. She was a tarot reader, and I went to ask my future. And I went to her only because she came to my office. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone out and found someone. And then I asked her, I was looking at my horoscope per se. Sorry, not horoscope. Looking at my future, thinking everything will go wrong. Okay. And then she said, you're in depression. If you come to me, I can help you. So she was a healer. And I went and met her. That's when my whole life changed.
Okay, so she was a healer in the sense what?
She was a Reiki practitioner and she was a hypnotherapist.
Okay.
So I went to her and she gave me an affirmation to start with. I started thinking positive. I started changing my thoughts. Then I started learning Reiki from her. Then I learned tarot from her. And then I started liking all of this. I started seeing when you change your thinking, how your life can change. It's an experience. No one will believe you if you say that just change your thinking, it will change. And then I loved healing. So I started learning every sort of healing that I came across. And that way I came across shamanic healing. And I love animals from a young age. I love dogs, wild animals, any sort of animal. I've had a huge connection with animals. Okay. So shamanism, they talked about animal spirit guides. And the first time I'm hearing this word. But when you do a little bit of energy work, you start believing. So I said, let me see what is my animal spirit guide, and my guide is a wolf. And that's how it started. Till today, wolf is being guiding me and telling me a lot of things.
Okay, so just going a little back, before this incident happened in Bangalore, did you believe in God, or what was your conception about God?
No, I did not believe in God. One, because my father had expired and I felt he was a very good man and he didn't deserve that. And more than God, I didn't believe in any goodness. So I was like, if God is here to take care of everyone, he's not taking care of anyone. And then all the fights and everything. And in our house, we're not that religious. We do pray God, but we're not always pray. So, and when my prayers I felt did not work when my father had expired. So I was like, I'm not believing in God. So I didn't believe in God at all. I didn't know what is spirituality. I have never meditated or even done yoga, none of those things. I was very logical and ambitious, and all is about going to office and working, that's how I was.
And this exactly happened how long ago, this incident at eBay which you mentioned?
It should be around 2014, I think.
Okay. And then, so she was a Reiki healer.
Yes.
And then what all modalities did you pick up or did you learn?
So I learned from her Reiki, radical healing, and then that's also very good. It's about so many different chakras. And then something called Soul's Temple, and then hypnotherapy. I did 5 levels of hypnotherapy. I learned level 1 from her. And one day she told me, see Nitya, I don't have anything more to teach you. I learned tarot cards also.
Okay.
because it is very different in opening up your intuition. Being so logical and moving from being logical to your intuition was one thing. Also, you understand long term that logic does not work. If you can logically solve all your problems, you would have sorted everything by now, right? I can think so well. Even today, I can overthink. So you can think so much, all the solutions, but when the more you think, nothing gets solved.
Right.
So when I discovered intuition, that's, they were talking about right brain and hypnotherapy, how your subconscious is powerful. It was so exciting for me. So I started working on my right brain, my subconscious mind. I'm not an artist. I can't do drawings or dance or singing, any sort of things. So I really thought that I am zero in creativity. The only thing I can do is work, that to average. I will not call myself as a great person at my work. But when I started discovering my intuition, my creativity opened up in the way I speak, how spontaneous I am. Even today I say the only thing I can do properly is like speak. Probably also, guide others as to what is happening. That's a talent that I have, but I had to find it. It didn't come, I didn't know that I was this intuitive or this is what I could do before I started working on my right brain and opening up my intuition. It was a very beautiful journey, very beautiful.
And briefly, could you tell us what is Soul's Temple or hypnotherapy?
Yes. So Soul's Temple has been channeled by Atman. She's one of my mentor. So it is just a set of affirmations. When you say, my pain is my soul's temple, you'll see the pain going away.
Okay.
It is just a powerful set of 4-5 affirmations, or sometimes 20 to 30 affirmations, where you start seeing changes in the body. And that's when you start understanding the mind and the body are so connected. Just by affirmations, you can change your mind. And Radical is also by her. So I started knowing, learning more about your chakras. And for example, if you say I'm powerless, your solar plexus chakra will start getting closed. And your energy, your vibration goes down. So these are all tools to increase your vibration. And hypnotherapy is such a beautiful thing. It is a way to connect to our subconscious. So a subconscious mind is 6,000 times more powerful than a conscious mind. And what you can do in hypnotherapy is you can go back to your memories, that what happened in your life when you were 3, when you were 5, and you can change them. Because your life is what you decide. Today is what I've decided in the past. Just a quick example, when I was moving from Africa, I had my best friend. We studied from 1st standard to 4th standard together, so we're very good friends. We've grown up together whole life. And suddenly I'm shifting. So he felt very bad. He was crying that I'm shifting. And I think that day somewhere I decided maybe I don't deserve such a good friend, because I was not crying. My mother had prepared me. She said, we're going to a different country. It'll be so good. So that decision I made, where I don't deserve a good friend, has followed me for the next 30 years. It took me like literally, it's only in the last 2-3 years I'm able to get friends again, because everything you decide becomes your life, and hypnotherapy can help you unlock those thoughts. What you forget, all your memories are in your subconscious. There's nothing forgotten. So we can go and dig that. We can even dig our past lives. And a lot of people may not believe in past lives, but it's all there in a subconscious. Someone really wants to get married, but they don't get married. And when you look at it, in the past life, they might have taken an oath saying that I will not get married. All your lifetime's marriage has not worked. So you decide in the last life that I don't want to get married. And this life, it's very hard to get married. But when we go and unlock these decisions, your present life will change and your future will change.
Okay. I'll come to past lives. I have broader questions to cover. Now, from there, how did shamanism enter?
How did shamanism enter? So like I said, I was learning everything under the sun. And I have touched theta healing. I've touched whatever healing in that time was, that access consciousness, whatever showed up.
This was all in Bangalore?
All in Bangalore. It was after I came to Bangalore that all this started. Then what happened is, at the same time, shamanism is a healing modality. And somehow when you keep Googling about these things, right, Google is also smart. It shows you all the different kinds of healing. So shamanism, this word was popping up. And I had done one meditation to talk with the primary guide. It was Stephen Farmer's meditation from one of his audios. So that's how it started. Then I was continuously looking what to do, and I met one of my good friends. Her name is Geeta. She does something called spiritual astrology.
Okay.
So I was already thinking of shamanism. When I talked to her, she was looking at my charts and telling me, you're meant to do something really good. You are not meant to do this job. You're meant to actually do really well in the consciousness space. And that's when I started that time, it was not, I wasn't even believing what she said. She said, you'll create your own things, you'll do a lot of amazing things, and you'll write books. I was like, this all seems like not true. But she told me one thing. She said, Nitya, this life, you've come to contribute to Earth. So learn shamanism. Shamanism is like core earth science. She said, learn shamanism and it will give you back so much. And she also told me one word. She said, the whole world is in your hands. So when I was looking for shamanism and she said shamanism, I put 2 and 2. It's like, signs from the universe. I hear the same thing again and again. So I was like, this is what I should. Blindly, I just went. And she told me only one thing, Aditya. She said, do not look for a teacher in India.
Okay.
You have to go abroad.
Okay.
This is all she told me. So I was searching and then I found someone on Facebook. It was so strange. And then I went to US. That was a funny trip because my brother-in-law was like the remotest part of US and he said, I will not allow you to go here. Okay. And then that was the time I looked at him and said, who are you to allow me? I'm going. And then he panicked. He's like, this is a remote part. There are no taxis there, no cabs there. I didn't know that. And then I'm like, I'm going. She's picking me at the airport. So I went. When you decide something, no one can stop you. So I went and it was...
Where in the US was this exactly you were saying? Do you remember?
I think it was Washington, Virginia, okay. Someplace. Okay. I went and met her and then she was looking at me and then she tried to talk me out of learning shamanism. She said it's very hard. It's a wounded healer's journey. It'll bring, it'll ask you to look at your darkest fears, which was true. But then I was not backing down. I was like, I've decided I have to learn this. She said someone abroad and you're the only one I could find. And she was amazing. And she was also smoking and I hate smoking. I tolerate if other people smoke, but not in my face. But she was doing that and I was like, why am I here? What am I doing? But then she showed me how to connect with my with my wolf. And then she was saying, I'm doing well. And I started believing in myself because all these mentors who I'm learning from, one by one, they started saying, you are intuitive. You're doing this well. You're catching this. So I learned from her for a few months. Online, I came back. And Saturday I would learn a little. So it was like weekly once a class. Okay. Then I started exploring the shamanic world myself. So right now you can say that all the books I've written, all the advanced classes I do, and a lot of things that I do are completely thought to be my spirits. The green man, the god of the forest, whether you call it any sort of consciousness. So like I was telling you, I never believed in God, right? But during this journey, especially Reiki has been gifted to the earth, started with Buddha. And then the Reiki master is Usui. But when I started teaching Reiki, I started seeing Buddha. It was like, I started experiencing that, Buddha is within me. I started experiencing what God means. And it was not someone you pray to or beg for help. It's a belief, it is a consciousness. And Buddha consciousness is an energy that's so non-judgmental. And it's only when I experienced God, even in one of Buddha, a book about Buddha, it seems when someone asked him, is there God? He said no. When someone came and asked Buddha, there is God. God is what the whole world is about. He said no. And then the other person came and said, there is no God. There's nothing like God. And then Buddha said, there is God. So Buddha's disciple was watching this and he's like, why are you contradicting? And then Buddha had replied very beautifully, what they asked me was just a conclusion and their belief. What they should have asked me is, what is God? And when someone asked him, what is God? He said, just close your eyes and meditate. Because you have to experience what that is. And I think that's for me just a profound awakening, where I realized that these spirits do exist. It is about belief, but it's something beyond belief. Like once you're a little open-minded, you'll know that this is not imagination. It is not something you're visualizing. It's actually true. Right. So that's how... and then I just started learning so much shamanism. And because Wolf is my primary guide, Wolf is all about teaching. It's a leader, It's a pack animal. So I just love teaching. And then I shifted from a very different job into something I love to do, into something so different. If you'd asked me before 2014, I knew nothing of this, nothing. And that's how my journey has been.
Okay, and coming back to that, what I wanted to ask you is that, so you started learning, you became a practitioner. So when did this idea of teaching came to your mind, or like spreading it or making other people experience it?
I think that came when I went to my first Reiki class itself. When I was doing level 1, she was saying Buddha could touch people and heal them. That day I decided I'm going to learn this and I want to teach this. It was so inspiring to see her doing it. And she had come out of 16 years of, she had arthritis and she took 1 year to come out of it. So she had been practicing Reiki for 16 years. I was very inspired with her stories. And I think the first time when I did a class with her, she told me, Nitya, your third eye is good.
Okay.
Your intuition is good. That's the first time in my life I felt, this is correct. Before that, if anyone, I had this imposter syndrome, right? If anyone tells you you're good, you don't feel it. In office, if someone says I'm doing good, I don't even believe it. I was doing very well according to the office, their reports, but I never felt that, I'm good enough. And when someone tells me you look good, you don't believe it. When someone tells you're amazing, you just don't believe it. You're like, I know that I'm not worth it, or I know that we're so hard on ourselves. But that day when she told me you are intuitive, I felt it was true. And that's the day when I thought maybe this is something that I should pursue. This is something I could do. I also decided I want to change my depression. Okay. Doesn't make sense to, that was not living, That's the day I decided. And somehow, even in my office, even in my college days, when I have to teach someone, I'll always be good. Something will take over. Even if I don't study that myself, I would not even want to touch that topic. But when some of my friends tell me this is too hard for me to understand, something will take over. I'll research it. I will make you understand. And then I would explain it. So when I teach to others, what happens is, I just get the concept better. So I love teaching. I have this thing, like if I don't know something, I'll never tell someone I don't know. I'll just end up saying something which 90% of the time will be right. Okay. But I'll research, and I just like being this person who can tell others, show others a way, or a guide or something like that. So even now I do a lot of healings, but if you give me the option of doing a class, I will always choose a class. I always love teaching what I learn more than let me just do it for others, let me just keep it to myself. Teaching is something that brings the best in me. So I decided on that day, like maybe I should pursue this, maybe I should look at this, because this seemed like something which I was good at, which is giving me happiness. And I thought, why can't my career be something that gives me happiness, which I'm good at, and not something which, I can't say I was not good, but something that was not making me very happy.
So what I wanted to ask you, for the audience, where does shamanism originate from exactly?
Shamanism is very old, Adit. It's very old. It goes back to caveman days. So it's not even, I won't even call it as a healing. I would call it as a way of evolution. That's why my school, Unearth One Earth, is called a Spirit School of Evolution. So right now, if you look at it, people usually go back to Central America, South America, where they can go back to the origins. But I think it's there in every country, because if you look at India, they talk about deities taking over us. Like if you see the movie Kantara, that also has some effects of shape-shifting, which I learned from shamanism. So, and in India also, we are constantly praying animals, like we pray Varaha Avatar for saving the goddess, and there's Buddha consciousness, there's Krishna consciousness, so many things. So I think somewhere it's a connection to yourself. So I think it's there all over. And if you go back to the caveman days, it is said, it's actually true, like when the earth went under ice age, right? Even today we are meant for eating plants, right? Your teeth is meant for vegetarian food, your gut is meant for vegetarian food. So how did we even start non-veg? So when you go back to the caveman days, there was an ice age on the planet, and humans were going to get wiped out with this ice age. So then the spirit of the antelope, this beautiful animal, it came, it died in front of the humans, and it kind of gave a vision to the humans. That's how spirit connects with us. It gives you visions of how you should evolve, how you should change. It died in front of the humans and said, you should eat my meat, you should wear my fur. That's when you can even survive the winter. Okay. And then we started evolving. So even how did we make tools, or how did we start making wheels? So the spirit of the earth, when the cavemen used to close their eyes, the spirit of the earth will take them into some beautiful, trance and tell them this information little by little. So I think it just originates from earth, but if you look at it logically or research, I think they do say it's from a lot from South America,
Okay.
where the Red Indians are known to be shamans and what they do.
All right, because now when you say the way of life, you can see that it's almost there everywhere.
Yes.
But it's intertwined with their own cultural aspects.
Yes, very, very different in each culture.
Right. And do you think like what you're doing and what Unearth is doing right now, it's something which will still, like, not many people in India are aware about this, right? So what is your take on that, and do you think it's going to spread, or is it spreading?
I hope so. It is definitely spreading from where I was 10 years ago to where it is now. Definitely spreading. It's for the believers, the open-minded people, the people who have this. Our nature is to grow and evolve. Everything in nature keeps growing. So people who do not want to be limited, and people who want to be spiritual, or it's not even spiritual, it's something beyond that. It's about you knowing how beautiful the earth is, how every animal can contribute to you. So it's for all those kind of people. And my ask is for it to keep spreading and for people to benefit. Because if everyone evolves into something, their best version of themselves, the planet would be very different.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for it to spread, and it is happening gradually, can be much faster. But yeah, there are, I think there are more people getting into it day by day. It has to be an awakening, it has to be a calling, it has to be you wanting to let go of your limitation and you wanting to explore more. Or sometimes, you are in the deepest darkness, and that's where you can find something that will get you out of rock bottom in the light. So it's like that.
True.
And whoever is willing to see it will see it.
Okay. Now, what are some misconceptions about shamanism which you think should be cleared?
Misconceptions, yeah. First of all, it's not scary. Second, I think working with spirit is such a beautiful concept. Just because you cannot see something does not mean it's not contributive or scary. So, and spirit does exist. So are you willing to listen more, see beyond what your eyes can see, touch and feel beyond what you can see? Because even the wind is a spirit, right? We're not afraid of the wind. You never see the wind, but you're not afraid of it. So there's no reason to be afraid of things you don't see. So one misconception is it's hard. Second is shamanism is always associated with a wounded healer's journey. So they kind of say that if you get into shamanism, you'll have to face a lot of challenges, which is to some extent true. But I think you can be ignorant for lifetimes and lifetimes, and it's not that you still face challenges. So when you awaken, you know how to handle your challenges, and it's an ask of any of my lessons which will help me grow, let it show up. So that will show up. So I look at it as, okay, let me let go, let me learn something new, not as a challenge. The way you look at it changes. So at Unearth One Earth, we have ways of simplifying it, making it not that hard for you, because from experience, right, I've gone through the hard phase. Many of my students have gone through the hard phase, so everyone doesn't have to. You can learn from the experience of others. So it's not as hard. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, and you have to believe in your intuition. If you're too logical, then it may not work. But even by that, people logical know that logic doesn't work always. So there is something else that you have to look into, and you need not be afraid of it. Because see, the reason a lot of people are afraid of is it darkness. Even a lot of healers, right? We prefer light healing. We prefer beautiful light things. Show me angels, show me something very positive. But life does not work that way, for the very reason that you're on Earth. Earth is an intense planet, right? Every day, like the lion will have to hunt to eat a deer. It is not a light, it is a very beautiful planet, but it's not a light planet where everything is fine. There are so many things. There is equal destruction and creation going on in life. So when Earth is intense, your strength is also to look at this intensity, embrace it, know the intensity is within you, the darkness is within you. Because the idea from our school, Unearth One Earth, is for everyone to know who they are and to be present. So when I'm present, my senses work much more. I can see things beyond. And what matters is really this moment, not anything else. I don't worry about my past. I don't live in my future. It just gives you such a beautiful, amazing feeling of knowing how powerful you are, and yet the universe is more powerful than you. It gives you so much knowledge. And the Buddha, his only thing was about being present, non-judgmental, and presence. That was what he stood for. So that amount of presence is what you came for. That has to be intense, right? It's not light. It's not all positive. It has to be a learning. It has to be a journey. It has to be amazing. So there's nothing to be afraid of shamanism, and it will nurture your soul. It will make your spirit so much more. It will help you evolve. It will help you embrace your darkness, because like I'm not all good. No one is all good, right? Because your jealousy or your anger, your insecurity, you not feeling worth it, all that is your own darkness, and everyone has it. So if I say that all I want is light and goodness, you just cut off 50% of yourself,
Okay.
or more. So how can you even be yourself? How can you even be more of yourself? So with shamanism, we work on, okay, I was jealous, I'm letting it go. I was insecure, but that was a younger age. It's not me today. How do I change it? Okay, I have this fear. I'm very afraid of this, but I'm willing to look at it and change it, because I would like to evolve and live a much better life. I would like to truly know who I am. So don't believe any of those myths, and you can clarify with any of us. I have a lot of shamanic facilitators. They will tell you their journey of how beautiful life can be if you embrace it. And your challenges and problems are not coming because of learning spirituality. They will come anyway. How you deal with them. Do you want to deal with them with something so much better is the question.
Okay. And what I wanted to ask you is, there is something which we say that we all choose the lives we lead, right? So before we are born, like that's what they say, that we choose our lives, we choose who we are born to and what we'll face. So can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, sure. So I'll tell you from what I know.
Okay.
So when I was studying hypnotherapy, they teach you something of lives between lives, where you go to your subconscious and check what you planned before you were born. Yes, we choose our parents. It's a vibration. So every lifetime is actually an experience. It's an experience. So that's what I understood life is. We are not, finite, limited physical people who are looking to now become spiritual and evolve. It's the other way around. You are a powerful, spiritual, infinite being who has come to experience the physical world. And yes, through you, the physical world will evolve, earth will evolve, oneness will evolve, but you will also evolve. So let's realize who we are. And we all have different experiences. So I might choose to be a woman, someone else a man, someone would choose to experience richness, someone would choose to experience poverty. Because in all these lifetimes, we are looking at different flavors, right? Life is fun when you have so many different experiences. Even if you're extremely rich and you do the same thing again and again, it's not fun.
Right.
Right?
And are we born to learn lessons for ourselves, or?
Yes, we are born multiple reasons. Some people could just be born for the fun of it, because as a spiritual being, you don't get to eat, you don't get to touch, right? These are beautiful things. So maybe it's for the beauty of the planet. But then I think that was initially, but then later we have this whole concept of karma, lessons, experience. So someone could just be born because they want to experience something. Someone could be born because in the past life they did something wrong and they want to clear their karma. It depends on the consciousness of the person. And this is something I learned. When I die, or when someone dies, they don't become conscious, they don't become enlightened. They don't just understand what is God or what I should do. If you die, let's say, many people fight over property. So if you die over someone killing you for their property, next lifetime probably you're deciding when you're dying, it's because I'm rich that they kill me. I wish I didn't have this much money. I wish I didn't have this much property, And then what happens is next life you will not have that property. So it's a choice, it's a decision that you have made, sometimes out of unawareness. Because I could have still said, next life I'll still be rich, but I'll get, better relatives or people who don't kill me. But we function from whatever awareness we have then. And that's the choice you make then. So your next life is about being poor. So it's, we can't say one rule applies to all. It's a lot on the thinking. We know how complicated our thinking is. Right. So what we decide, and then if you say I want to be born poor, then you will find parents like that. If you say I want to be born to just have fun, you will find parents like that. So based on what is it that you would like to experience, and to which parents does your vibration match the most? And sometimes you don't even know what you've come to experience till you grow older. Like I didn't know anything till I became 30. And but no regrets. I was like, at least I learned it when I'm 30, you know.
Now, in Indian spirituality or Hinduism, we have a rich history of mysticism and inner practices. So, how do you see shamanism aligning with or even enriching that tradition?
So I actually see it, and I think it's only in the last year I'm seeing it, because I have not really prayed Hindu gods, or like when I experienced Buddha, that's when I started even believing in these gods. So I think Krishna consciousness is about how you live your whole life, and it's a leela, it's a play. So when you look at your life with so many tests but yet fun and things going on, there is a whole element of Krishna consciousness. Shiva consciousness is the destroyer of the unconsciousness, and even if you look at people who do amazing spiritual work, they pray Shiva. Even if you look at people who want to do a lot of negative things, they also pray Shiva. So he's a god of because God doesn't differentiate, right? So he's one of the most amazing gods. So Shiva consciousness is about destroying and letting go of what let you go. So I think Hinduism and shamanism go a lot hand in hand, because if you look at olden shamanism is connection with nature. Like I said, it's a connection with yourself, and you are nature. And let's go back to our Hindu temples, right? They used to build them in the middle of the forest. They would even take a stone, even nowadays, just take a stone, pray it as Goddess Durga. You are literally praying to the earth, a stone. And shamanism also talks about amazing rocks. I have collected so many rocks. They contribute to me. It says the river will give you such a beautiful energy, and we pray to Ganga. She's considered a mother, she's considered a river, she's considered so clean and holy. So Hinduism has this tradition of let me pray nature. Shamanism is similar to that. And what will I pray to? I'll pray to the wolf. But rather than praying, we'll call it as talking. I'll talk on equal terms. You're my mentor, wolf. Will you guide me? What can you learn from me? So we get into a different level of consciousness. It is a prayer, but never of desperation. I think that's the difference. It's a prayer should not be out of desperation or someone save me, but a talk with something amazing. It can be nature, it can be God, it can be the universe, what you call it. So all our temples were built in nature. We pray trees.
Right.
And then in shamanism also we say trees are amazing, connect with them, they will talk to you. And animals, right? In Hinduism, there are so many animals, like cow is considered so holy. We will find nandis in our temples. We don't see that in other cultures. And when I started exploring more of Hinduism, why is cow even considered a god? Because God is someone who contributes to you. And cow, it seems even if it eats poison, its milk will not be poisonous, will be good for you. And it helps you with every part of its being. The cow dung has so many uses. The cow urine has so many uses. The skin. So there's nothing. The cow is one animal that contributes with every part of it to the humans, right? And we have this Varaha avatar where we talk about how the pig, right? He saved the earth. So we are looking at, and then the first avatar of Vishnu is also a fish,
Right.
and then a tortoise. So it has this whole thing entwined of how animals are helping you, how the consciousness of each animal is guiding you. It's just that they don't define it as shamanism.
Right, true.
And they call it religion. But spirituality, religion go hand in hand. It's just you have to let go, be a little open-minded to see, to experience what this animal, this god is giving you. Not just listening to pray this god, this is what they are, but experiencing what they are. I think that's how I connected with all the Hindu deities, and them coming and when I went to the Sai Baba temple, it's just an energy. It's just the energy of so many people believing in him and how kind he was. And he was at one form, he was alive. So that human who was here is considered God because of the way his consciousness is. So it is so entwined. And I think shamanism is there in every culture. Everyone who prays to nature, everyone who believes in something great. And even in Hinduism, we say namaste to everyone. So namaste is a way of actually saying that everyone is God, not like I'm not shaking hand. I'm actually respecting you. I'm saluting you because I see the God within you. And everyone is conscious. So that's what Hinduism talks about. It's a path. more than a religion. Shamanism also is such a beautiful path, and the love for nature, and how if you go back to Hindu gods, everyone has a weapon and an animal.
True.
The animal is usually for their movement, right? A peacock for Kartikeya and something to protect them. So I was talking to one person long back, and he said, we were talking about protection, and he said, have you seen goddess Durga or Krishna? I was like, yeah. They have weapons to protect them. So why would you not? Why would you think that you don't need any? Again, when you look at that consciousness, how to take care of yourself. You are God by yourself, but how do you take care of yourself? How do you respond to things? So there is, I don't think I can put it in better words, but I hope you understood what I said.
So like you mentioned Shiva consciousness and you mentioned Krishna consciousness. A lot of people do pray to Devi, or so what would, like, can you just tell us few more consciousness of the deities, if that's possible?
Yeah. I've been researching that this year, and I'm so happy that you're asking me this now, because if you'd asked like a couple of years back, I may not have researched this much.
Okay.
And the research is, in meditation and how I get the visions. So Radha consciousness, and I was doing this class called Gifting to the Divine Feminine, because somewhere women have been suppressed in the consciousness, and now it's changing. Now is when women can stand up for themselves, and things are changing. So we were still looking at goddess Radha. She's a goddess. People pray to her, but her life was not that happy. She was ignored. She had a longing. She never lived with Krishna, and she spent a whole life longing for this one person. And then Sita consciousness has gone through this whole thing of being kidnapped, and that is a form of an abuse, emotional abuse, a lot of things. She was not treated well. Her life was not that great if you look at what happened to her. And then literally no one talks about Buddha's wife, Yashoda.
Okay.
She's not even, if you look at goddesses, Radha, Sita, they all come in picture. She doesn't come that much. She was just abandoned, and that too as soon as a kid was born. So there's so many things happening in the consciousness, and part of this comes on to all the women who are there. So when you go and somehow not pray for you, but pray for Radha, for her consciousness to change, for her to let go of this. Pray for all the abuse of the women, that is for Sita, for things to go. It kind of helps and changes. That is what I got from doing all this. And Kali is again this powerful energy which can destroy unconsciousness, which can let you go. She can help you change your whole life, turn around, let go of the old and bring in new. So every consciousness, even the feminine consciousness, is very powerful. Feminine consciousness is nurturing, beautiful. It teaches you how to receive, like a beautiful flower just receives the rain. And all the masculine consciousness is again very beautiful, about ambition, moving forward, how are you growing, what are you learning, and I think both are required. That's the balance and beauty of life. And at any given point of time, you can be any of these consciousness, which works for you. Like if this time I have to let go of my limitations, probably Shiva consciousness. So that's how, that's my understanding.
Right. Also briefly, could you tell us how, like in Hinduism, we have temples at home, and in shamanism, we have sacred spaces.
Yes.
So there's a connection, or there might be, like, what is the purpose of it, or how are they related also?
Yeah, true. I think that's a very good concept. Yeah, in Hinduism, we have a lot of temples in our house, and we kind of pray to the temples and clean them and take care of them. In shamanism, it's called a sacred space. The difference is, it is so sacred to me, it may not be religious.
Right.
It may not be religious, as in I will tell no one to come in, or no one to touch it, or and I may not do a puja every day, but it's something so sacred, so pure. It is my joy. The sacredness with which you build a sacred space is your own being, your own joy. And like I said, animals is what gives me the biggest joy. And if you go back to a lot of old cultures, they would build totems with animals. They would, take animal feathers and use that to connect with the animals. So we, and that's why we have so many animals in my house. So it's anything that you look to take care of, not even take care of, you look to with respect. I think that's it, that part of me that I respect. And my sacred space is within me. But I would like to, manifest some physical part of my sacred space too, just because when I see it, it gives me so much happiness. And I do my journeys there. I do my shamanic work there. So that is an honoring and a respect to the space.
Also, if you are physically manifesting your guides, does it help you have a better connection or something like that?
Yeah, I think my guide is a wolf and my dog looks exactly like a wolf. It just gives me that whole sense of the wolf is always there with me. And when you are into shamanism, animals will come to you. These are spirit animals. So even if people have fear of animals, they still can do shamanism because you're not actually working with a real physical animal, but a spirit animal. But because wolf is my guide, wherever I go, dogs will come to me. I love petting any type of dog. I like feeding them. And then sometimes I love cats too. And I would, really ask a cat to come to me. Out of a lot of cats, 1 or 2 might. That's just, you can't predict cats. And, wherever I go, if I see a real animal, I just feel like that spirit is with me, It's a blessing to see those physical animals. So, yeah, again, it depends on your belief. If you are afraid of an animal, you can just work with spirit animals. But for me, if I see any sort of physical animal, I feel it's a blessing. And wherever I go, if I see snakes, I'm so happy. I feel like, in India, we pray Naga.
Right.
I feel like, this is such a blessing. And, don't touch a snake. So never go near the snake. But then from a distance, I look at it and I really enjoy it. A snake means its transformation. So in shamanism, every animal, every physical animal, spirit animal has a meaning. So if a snake comes, your life is transforming. So I go back to that meaning. And when we are outside in nature, I think looking at a tree is, green is my favorite color. I mean, blue is also very pretty with the ocean, but green has, for me, its own vibe. Looking at the tree just makes me feel so happy. Look at how they thrive and how they grow. So when you have a physical tree, it's something else.
Right.
It's in the spirit of the tree. If you have a tree in your backyard, what it can contribute to you. So both the worlds work with each other, and they're not. What I learned is also, they're not different worlds. The spirit of the earth and the earth are not different. One is manifested physically, one is not. But both are the same. And this physical world is always in touch with the spirit world. The spirit world is always in touch with the spirit world. So make the best of both. It is actually one. And because we have a physical body, a lot of physical things help. That's why I have to build a physical sacred space. It just gives you that whole thing of the beauty of physical life.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can sit in meditation for the rest of my life, but I may not do that. I may not even be able to do that, but you can just be in the spirit world all the time. But there's such a beauty to the physical world, and then seeing how the dogs come and talk to you, because wolf is your guide, seeing how the wind is talking to you, seeing the beauty of a spider building a web, seeing each flower and how nature is made. Just observing nature, we can learn so many things. Seeing how the birds, so there was a friend of mine, he was saying, how the birds communicate. It's equivalent to a multi-level network, where one bird tells the other what to do, and one bird chirps and says, okay, now you can come, the space is free. And then one bird helps the other bird feed. So they have a whole network. I mean, we invented all this networking by looking at them. So much to learn from the physical world and the spirit world too.
Right. Now, somebody who's like, I think now it would be clear for people to know what exactly the modality is. What all can be achieved by this, or if you're into this modality, if you can briefly tell the viewers.
Sorry, if you're what?
If you're practicing shamanism,
okay.
Then what is that you can touch upon, or how does it help an individual? If you can?
Yes, that's an amazing question. So shamanism is a way of evolution. That's a very high concept. But if we go a little into quickly how it can help you, what are the things you get just by starting? One is you get a sense of, this is my primary guide. We start with finding your animal guide. You get a sense of, there is an animal for you. Two, you get a sense of who you are, because wolf is a leader, takes care of a pack. It's very intuitive, very intelligent. Wolf is known as the greatest teacher. When cavemen couldn't even come out of the caves, this wolf went and friended them. And it's with wolf they came out to explore the whole world. So those were qualities of me. I figured out I'm good at teaching. I do like packs, and I kind of protect my pack. A lot of qualities. It cannot describe everything I am, because I am much more, but a lot of me. So it gives you a sense of self. And then it gives you a guide whom actually doesn't judge you, who's looking out for your best and who doesn't force you. So your guides will not tell you you have to do this, otherwise they're more like, telling you what's good for you, but it's completely your choice whether to listen or not. So you start believing in your intuition. And then healing is another thing where I can go see my past. What decision did I make when I was at which age? Why is this even happening in my life? For example, there are some patterns which keep repeating in your life, like, if you don't like your boss and then you quit your job, then you don't like your next boss. And then you quit your job again and you may not like your third boss. Now it's not about the boss, it's about you. So these are patterns that keep appearing in life. People are not even aware that first they're repeating a pattern and they always want to blame it on the boss. But when you connect with shamanism, you can find out, okay, I was, at age 5, really afraid of my father. I didn't like this concept of anyone being bigger than me or older than me telling me what to do. So I don't like what any boss. And it's not about the boss, it's about you. So you can get the awareness how to change that by taking a journey. A journey is something very beautiful. It's like a light meditation where we go into the spirit world. And you can see, the more present you are, you can see things. So to see things, we train you to get this information. And that's why it's important to build your presence, your sacred space. So there's a lot of healing going on. And when you heal, life becomes very different because you will not repeat the same pattern again. And the universe is so beautiful that when you change one belief inside of you, your whole external world will change. I've seen this, I've experienced it. So if I believe, so it heals a lot of things. So when I was pregnant, and I used to be this person who, did not like a lot of people, or so I always felt like, there's no one for me. So I would be fully pregnant, and if I have to carry something heavy, I'd have to do it myself. There wouldn't be anyone who's helping me, even if I'm in office, even if I'm on the road. And I've been brought up to be independent, so I don't ask for help. If you ask, people will. But then, I feel like, no one is there to take care of me at any point. When I started learning all this, and it just came back to, what do you mean no one is there for you? The universe is giving you air. There are spirit animals for you. Everyone is around you. Are you looking at it? Are you looking at so many things that are there for you? Because if the air stops, we're not there. And the earth doesn't stop giving us air. The trees just give us beautiful air. It's never said that I'm not giving it to you. So I was like, okay, I'm getting so much. And today, wherever I go, there'll be someone or the other to help. It's just knowing that there are people to support me and I can receive the support. So one belief of yours can change your whole life. So shamanism will help you find that belief.
Okay.
Why did you create it? How you can change it? And we see a whole change in your life. I've had many people let go of pain, disease, change their life, get more money. You can't even say which aspect, but everything can change because your guides will tell you. And then it allows you to actually trust yourself. I think my biggest gift was me trusting myself, because I had this imposter syndrome where I would never believe in anything I do. It's like, yeah, I can do it. And it's okay if something goes wrong. I have so many guides, or even the sun is there. Like the sun comes every day to gift us so many things. So there's a feeling of someone is there. There's a sense of belonging. You may not belong in the physical world. You may be very different. When I said not belong in the physical world, you may be very, very different from everyone else, because we are meant to be different. And you may not be able to get along with people, or you feel rejected all the time, but your guides don't do that. So I started getting the sense of, this is a world there for me. It's protecting me, it's taking care of me, it's my friend. So many things. So we evolve. Evolve is, one is becoming more of you, better of you, but even something so different, right? A seed, when it evolves, it becomes a plant. Something so different. Would we imagine that such a small seed can be so magnificent? So that's what we invite you to evolve, to be more of yourself, to heal yourself, to heal others. You can work on others, to give awareness. It's even, healing is not everything, but when you get an awareness, you may not repeat the same mistake again. So all these things will come, and much more. Life will just become so much greater.
And also, like, are you able to, I've heard from some people that you're able to read energies. If
Yes.
there's, like, if you can elaborate on that. I mean, you can read energies, read the room. If somebody comes with a wrong intention, you might be able to get that.
Yeah, yeah. So this is psychic awareness. Some people call it opening of the third eye. So innately, all of us have it. We've just become too logical, because babies are born with intuition. They know who's their mother. They know who's the father. They actually know when you pick up a baby, if it likes you, it likes you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It actually can make out what the person is thinking. Even animals, right? They know what you're sensing and doing. So we're born with that. But then we've become too logical. So I was researching, right? We're all asked to write with our right hand. Why not left hand? Right hand will connect your logic mind. It will increase your intelligence and your logic. But left hand will increase your intuition and your creativity.
Okay.
And we're trained to use your right hand. Your right hand is the better hand. Why is it better? I mean, both hands are given to me in my body, but we're trained that way. So we are already trained to be logical. If you untrain yourself from the logic and look into, and this is what shamanism will open for you, any energy modality will open for you, just balancing your third eye, yoga, all these are designed somewhere to get you to evolve your senses. And when your mind is silent, it's not overthinking logically, the intuition starts working, your awareness starts working. So with that, yes, if you believe, not even believe, if you train yourself enough, or it's actually there within you, if you untrain yourself, you can start sensing. And let's just look back. I'm sure everyone, whether they have done shamanism or not, whether they're working in the office, they are intuitive. You know, there is a corporate leader that intuitively takes a decision that, okay, let's just do this. This idea may work. New ideas, where did they come from? Did they logically know that this would be the best thing? They try it out. All people have this gut feeling, so that's what will help you. We're just telling you, don't make your gut feeling wrong, and life can be so much better if you trust your gut feeling. So even with that, you can make out like if anyone is judging you, and I think that's one of the biggest problems in the world, because everyone thinks judging is natural, and you know, everyone is judging you the way you look, the way you speak. Are you saying the right thing or the wrong thing? Are you like doing everything properly? But you lose the fun in life if you have to do everything right, and there's nothing right. I mean, you will make mistakes. So what if life is about living and not about getting everything right? Yes, I may not want to harm anyone, but I don't have to get everything right, from the way I look, from the way I talk. I have to more live, you know. It's about just be yourself, be alive, go and do something you've never done before, make mistakes. All that is, you know, okay. So when you let go of the need to be right, and then you actually listen, not only the words that the person is saying, listen to the energy, and energy speaks louder than words. So, you know, there was one person who kept telling me, Nitya, you're doing very well, you're doing an amazing job. But I would never feel it. I think I've said this already. Because I would like, in your mind, you're thinking, I'm not doing enough. And that's how everyone thinks, right? If you see an amazing person, you always, but this person can do more. And you're always looking at yourself, I should do more, right? But when she told me that, you know, I think you're intuitive. Your intuition is good. That felt right. So energy speaks louder than words. Listen to the energy. Listen with all your senses. See with all your senses. Your eyes are not... the mind is so powerful that when we sit here, at a given point, there are more than 4,000 message units getting into my mind. So like the color of the wall, what are you wearing, where is everything placed, who's sitting where. All this information is coming to me. The door is closed. But this is not relevant to me. What is relevant to me is what I'm speaking now. So I'm more present with what is relevant to me. But my mind can sense everything.
Right.
So if you allow your mind to not think and sense things, that's when you get the energy. That's when you can just read the energies. And also it's important not to judge the energies, because if someone doesn't like you, they don't like you. You can't do anything about it. But you don't have to feel bad about it. You can't change them probably, but you don't have to feel bad about it. And you're like, okay, it's okay if you don't like me, but we can still work together. So, and everyone senses energy. It's just that they don't understand it. You know, you don't like someone you work with, you don't like someone in your office. You don't know it's because they're judging you, or you're judging them, or, you know, some energy of judgment is there between you. We just logically think that they're not a nice person, or something is wrong with them, or, you know, things like that. But it's actually the energy. And it's a mismatch in the energy frequency. So with learning all these energies, you can also learn how to keep your vibration as to match anyone, so that no one affects you. you don't have to reduce your vibration, but you can invite them to something better. So there's so many things you can do with
And
that.
also when your vibration changes, I think people who don't match your frequency also
Yes, move away.
move away. Okay. And now because we've spoken we've mentioned the animal guide or the spirit guide so many times. So can you tell us what exactly would that be? Would that be a form of our ancestors who are guiding us, or what exactly does the animal spirit guide represent?
Okay. So animal spirit guide is a consciousness of an animal.
Okay.
Okay, so when I say wolf, it is the consciousness of all wolves put together in a spirit form. Okay, so it's not a physical wolf. So what does wolf consciousness know? Everything that wolf consciousness knows, that animal spirit guide will help me. And as human beings, we can be any sort of consciousness. The beauty is, I can be like a wolf, like a leader. I can be like a snake and transform. I can be like an elephant and just contribute to nature. I can be like a lion and say I'm the king and be present. So every animal has something to teach us, and we can be any of these. So first, let's learn from the animal spirit guide. How can I be like you? First. Second is, how do I be myself? Because all animals are themselves, they're present. So that's something we can learn. But animal spirit guide, the way I understand it is, you have someone looking out for you for lifetimes. This is not our first life. And it'll come to you. And there's something called primary animal guide. So when we say animal spirit guides, there are so many. All the guides will guide you. So it is not, I can't say it's ancestors, but I can say, like, if I want to do something fast, the cheetah is there for me. I will go to the cheetah. So get these strengths from these guides. But my primary guide is a wolf.
Right.
So it tells you a huge part of you, the core of you. And then you start working with other guides, because we need multiple things in life. Wolf may not be the fastest when I have to do something fast. So it is something within you, something that is there for you. And when you connect to it, it can give you a lot of guidance and be there for you, take care of you. And it's just beautiful the way it helps you learn and evolve. Ancestors are also guides, but they need not be animals. Because at least for millions of generations, we would have not been animals. So it is more of, there are human guides also. There are deity guides, like we were talking about, the green man, the god of the forest. So all sorts of guides are there. Are you willing to listen to them? And mostly not let go of yourself. And the animal guide, let me tell you, is not guiding you only when you learn shamanism. Because before shamanism also, dogs used to love me. They will come, I will just get happy if I see a dog. And then there's a tree called willow tree. And I always, whenever I heard the word willow, I would just light up. And later I figured out it's one of my guides. So you can just look at which animal is in your space a long time. Physically, they're helping you. But if you train in shamanism and actually find your guide, it's very different. It kind of, because everyone is conscious. Consciousness includes everyone. So even if someone is logically working in office, they are conscious. They have their own intuition. They have their own awareness. And how they function is, up to them. But when you learn this, it's a very different way of believing and not even experiencing. The right word is experiencing so much magic in this world. And using all these beautiful energies to make your life easier, to make your life better, to even make you know who you are. So that's the way it is.
So what does it actually take to become a shamanic practitioner? Is it a calling, a set of skills, or something else entirely? And do you believe everybody has a potential to tap into shamanic practices, or is it the path for only a few?
I believe, I was just saying, everyone is intuitive. So everyone is consciousness. So everyone has the potential. Few people have a calling. Few people have to believe in it. You cannot force it upon anyone. And the beauty of planet Earth is it never forces anything on anyone. So we cannot, we don't tell people you should do shamanic practitioners, otherwise it's not good for you. It's just an invitation for something beautiful. People with a calling, people with love for nature, people who are willing to evolve, people who want to know who they are. The word I joined when I heard, do you want to be more of yourself? I was like, yeah, why not? Because I was like, I'm only me. And that time when I heard more of myself, it sounded So correct. Because all you can be is more of yourself. You cannot be anyone else. That's why we're so uniquely different. But can you be everything you can be? So it's for those. It is, everyone has the potential, yeah. Will everyone come? May or may not. But do these words make sense to you? Does it call out to you? And even if you learn, it's not that you have to practice every day. You just can experience a new world, and if you like the physical world all the time, that's also fine. Nothing wrong with it. And we should have, a mix of everything. What makes sense for you? For me, it was my experience.
Right.
When I saw things were working, when I saw that I changed my thought, something worked better for me. And the universe kind of sets you. So when I changed my thinking, I found this book called The Secret, which I've never heard of before. 2014, before that, I've never even heard of this book. And I went to the bookstore to buy some corporate book for my work. And he gave this book and said, this is the best-selling book. And I looked at it, the book talked to me, that's when I started sensing energies. And it was such simple, beautifully written. And I read it. I can read very fast. And I could not stop the book till I finished it. So the universe will set you on your path. If you vibrate at that level, if you have a calling, if you would like to learn more, you will see the signs. Anyone can become, yes. Especially at Unearth and Unearth One Earth, it's so easy to train. People are amazed. Can I see this about the person? Am I psychic? Yes, you are. We'll enable you to connect with your guides. And many people who've talked to me, they're like, after talking to you, Nitya, I can see this animal. I saw this prairie dog on the road. After talking to you, I'm not afraid of lizards anymore. So it's just a whole new world that opens up. It's a choice. Everyone has the potential. Would you like to choose it?
Sorry, actually a lot of questions got answered while you were answering, Sandy.
So
Okay, so has it ever happened that during your journey work, something drastically different has happened that you had not intended?
always.
Okay.
Why is that? We don't assume. I don't assume that, okay, this person has a relationship problem, I'll just release the cord. Because it's not explainable, and you don't judge. So there was once when it was so different from what you expect, so different and so magical. And sometimes you're flabbergasted. You're like, what did I just see? So I'll tell you this example. When I was working this is the first time I was learning, and I was in the US, and then this lady, I know nothing about her. She's had some problems with her boyfriends, and I was like, you have to sort it, okay? That's what I was given. And then I take a journey, and I'm like, maybe I have to release a cord, maybe we have to protect her, maybe, let's see, that's what I was assuming. And then I see a big python, a spirit python. Good thing I'm not afraid of snakes at all. Very big, majestic. It's coming and, curling on her like this and trying to squeeze her. And I'm like, I'm looking flabbergasted. I'm like, wait a minute, aren't you an animal guide? You don't harm people. Why are you even like squeezing her? Why are you trying to kill her, And then the python is giving me back this message, I'm not trying to kill her. Then I'm like, okay, what are you doing? So then she's like, the python, not she, the python is like, you ask her, she will tell you.
Okay.
And this is weird. And I'm like, you're talking to the client for the first time, and then you're telling them, this is what I saw, and you know what to do. Will they ever come back to you? No. And I was so hard to tell them. I don't even know what I've seen or what's happening. But I mustered all my courage, and that's why I said, it's okay if I'm wrong. It's okay if I make a mistake. I'm just learning. And then I told her this, and she laughed for 2 minutes. So I waited for her to laugh, and then I asked her, please let me know, why did you laugh? And this is what she told me. She said, I have a pet python at my house.
Okay.
This is when I knew this is not imagination, because I can imagine you having a dog. How can I imagine you having a python? And in US, you're allowed to have pet pythons, right?
Okay.
And she said, Nitya, you were saying he wrapped himself around me. That's how he plays with me. And then I'm like, really? And then she says, yes. But even though he's my pet, when he wraps himself around me, if I get afraid, he will kill me.
Okay.
And I have to relax. So that was the message for her. I didn't do anything else. All she had to do was relax. And within, I think, 2-3 days, she told me she relaxed and something got sorted out, the whole problem. Now, the beauty here is, if I just tell her you have to relax, because my guides told you to relax, they're not going to like you. They're like, what did you do? You did nothing. But when this whole thing was there and she has a pet python, it made it so relatable to her. And I did Google later, and there are stories of pet pythons killing their owners just because they panicked.
Okay.
Because the python is a predator and it doesn't actually like humans. It doesn't like to bother us. When I said like humans, those animals don't want to come and eat you or bother you. But if you're afraid of a snake, it kind of gets more afraid.
Right.
And it can, tackle you. So always, the spirit world shows you something different. It's not always, but when you train enough, sometimes you can figure out before going on the journey that this is correct, because you're more present in both worlds. So after you train for a few years, you can get a lot of intuition without journeying. But I always go and check in the journey, and something different will show up. If not everything, one or two things. But initially when you train, it will be amazing because the information you can get can be so different.
Okay. And would you say this is like tapping into your subconscious or unconscious in a way and manifesting it in the conscious? Like,
yeah, it is your subconscious. It is a deep part within you. And I would like to say, when you do enough, you can become super conscious. So you don't always have to tap into your subconscious. You're very present in the now. So at a given point, I'm functioning from both logic and intuition and awareness. And that's when life becomes very magical. Yes, it is your subconscious. It is you, but it's a way of also looking at something different from you, like a wolf or a cheetah, and a way of, just understanding the beauty of why there are so many different species and what's the taste of having different animals, rather than just saying it's just me or it's only me. It is within you. But when we look at the energy of each animal, it's a different energy.
right.
It's a different consciousness. So yes, it is part of your subconscious. And I would also like to say that, hypnotherapy also allows you to go very deep into your subconscious, and I've studied so much of hypnotherapy. I'm a past life regression specialist also, because when I learned these things, I just loved them. So it'll give me my point of view, what I did when I was young and what I decided. But the shamanic world can give you a perspective, a 360-degree perspective, like not only your perspective, the other person's perspective, the spirit world's perspective. It's looking at things very holistic. So it's something that is that's a little different from hypnotherapy, but is very amazing.